Welcome to Study Stack. Asking your students to memorize for the sake of memorization can be a rather tedious process for them and for you, because you might realize that the minute the test is over, your students might have forgotten everything. Study Stack allows you to create fun activities for your students to remember beyond the lesson plan. So you can just go to studystack.com and you can either log in or sign up. If you want to sign up, you can use your Facebook credentials. But if you do use Facebook, it's your username on Facebook that will appear on the public forums of StudyStack. Or you can sign up for an email. It's up to you. Or you can just use the free flashcards that have already been generated. The only problem if you do that, your students will not be able to keep their scores. They won't be recorded. And also you would have advertisement popping here and there. The price of StudyStack is not outrageous. It's $20 or so for a pro account, teacher account. But if you just want to save money and try this out, you can just play around. You can use the flashcards already generated and create your own, but for that you do need to have an account. There are games that will be created from the flashcards that you either use from StudyStack or that you create yourself. And that's actually a lot of fun if you cover vocabulary or math formulas in class, and then you have your students play with the activities there and therefore remember better what you've already covered in class. There are different topics that you can browse, and you can download StudyStack on your smartphones, whether it's Android or iOS, or play on your computer. So it allows a freedom of use of device, which I really appreciate. I would also recommend that you look at the FAQ. It's pretty thorough, and it answers pretty much any question you might have. As for privacy, as I mentioned earlier, if you use your Facebook name and your Facebook account, this is the name that would appear on StudyStack. But they are really respectful of the students and the teachers' privacy, and I think that's something to keep in mind when you are in education. So let's go back up and let's look for the free flashcards that exist already. So I can show you what we can do with that. I'm going to use French, and I am going to look at vocabulary on employment. So let's click on that. So what happens when you click on that link, on any link, you would have the flashcards appear first. So it's just the traditional flashcard, and you are here timed in to know how fast and how well you're doing. So the question is, what is le bureau? I know it means office. I'm going to click to flip. Woohoo, I'm right. So I'm going to say I know. And then you keep on doing that. It can be a little bit tedious, but if you scroll down, you can see there are different games. So you can play the hangman, for instance. And so your students would actually be a little bit more advanced, I would say. So they're not crushed by not knowing the answer. I could do this. But what if I want to do something else? I want to do matching. And then you would have in one color, here in French it's in green, and then in blue, in English, I'll have the translations. So let's say I want to put this, the salaire was the monthly income, and I want to put the bureau with the office, and then le permis de conduire, I'm going to pretend I don't know so you can see what happens. I'm wrong. And again, I am timed here, so it shows my progress. If all your students are doing that at the same time, that would be a good way to see to have them compete in a very fun way in class. And as I said, you have different kind of games, and they're all generated by the database that you would be using from StudyStack or that you would be creating. So I really recommend like giving it a try. It would be fun for the students to actually reuse the vocabulary or whichever you've covered in class through different activities and have fun with that. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. Bye bye.